Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Sarah for those of you that have not practiced with me before, or welcome back if you have been here before. Today's class is our second class of 10 days and today is Energize Your Day. So it's quite a fast-paced practice today, but you can always practice it or you can listen to it, write it down and maybe practice it a little bit slower if you want to. And if you like practicing with blocks and props and stuff, have those guys close by. Everything is always optional, always invitational, so if there's anything that doesn't align with you, you don't want to do it, just park it, feel free to leave it. So we're going to come to start laying on our back, so come down when you are ready. Once you've found your way down onto the mat, knees are bent, feet are planted firmly onto the floor. Come to draw the right knee in towards the chest and then extend the right leg up towards the sky, flexing the toes towards the face, kicking that heel up towards the ceiling. Then coming to take the right ankle across the top of the left thigh. So the ankle is just protruding past the left thigh. Coming to find a figure 4 variation with the legs. Hands can be just resting beside you to begin with. And then we just take some rocks, some saddle rocks side to side. And then come to bring the arms out to shoulder height, so the arms are coming to act as an anchor here. And then on the next round of breath, we're coming to bring that right foot down towards the mat, down towards the floor. So we're coming to find a twist through the spine here, a little twist maybe coming through the hip maybe. And the legs are still positioned in figure 4 here. And then coming back through center, still maintaining the legs and bringing the hands back beside the body, palms are facing down. Then on your next breath, we're coming to lift the hips. So coming to bring the hips up and then lowering them back down. And it might be a very small hover, or maybe the hips are coming up high. It depends on what feels right for you here. Taking one more round. And then coming back down towards the mat, coming to unravel the leg and then just extending that right leg back up towards the sky. Coming to bring the right foot down to meet the left foot. On your next breath, coming to draw the left knee in towards the chest, give it maybe a little squeeze. And then come to extend the left leg up towards the sky, draw the toes towards the face, kicking the heel up towards the sky. Find that engagement in the leg. Then come to place the left ankle so that it is on top of the left thigh. The right thigh, sorry. Taking a round of breath here. And maybe you're bringing some movement in, rocking side to side. Maybe those movements are very subtle or maybe they're a bit larger, whatever feels good for you here. And then taking the hands out beside the body so they're at shoulder height. Taking the arms out to act as an anchor. As we then twist over towards the right side, bringing the left foot to meet the earth. Coming to find a twist here. Taking a round of breath. On your next breath, drawing back up through center, still maintaining the legs as they are, bringing the hands beside the body, palms facing down. Coming to maybe tuck the tailbone under if that feels comfortable, to bring your lower back down towards the mat as we then lift the hips up. Then lowering back down. Lifting the hips up. Once again, it can be just a micro move. It doesn't have to be very big. And taking one more round, lifting the hips up one more time. And then bringing them back down. Coming to unravel the legs. Sending that left leg back up towards the sky before allowing it to come to join the right leg. We're coming up to take a seat next, so either coming to roll off to one side to find your way there, or maybe you bring the hands behind the back of the thighs and you rock backwards and forwards, finding some momentum before you come up to find a seat. And once you've come to find your seat, coming to find maybe kneeling or coming to cross the legs if that feels better for you. So we're coming to find eagle arms. We're going to start by taking the arms out, bringing them out of shoulder height. And then cross in front of the body. As I do so, the right arm is coming underneath the left. And then the arms are coming to interlace. Maybe the backs of the palms meet, or maybe both palms meet. And then we're energetically drawing the elbows up so they're in line with the shoulders. Gaze is forward. If that's not comfortable for you, you can come to give yourself a hug like so. Still the same, and just kind of protracting through the shoulders, like sending the back toward the spine towards the back of the room. One round of breath, then coming to extend the arms back out, and then we're going to cross them back over, and this time the left arm's coming underneath and coming to find your eagle arms, or coming to find your hug. Just taking any variation that's calling to you. And coming to release the grip, unraveling the arms, sending the hands to stretch out towards opposite sides of the room before bringing the hands back beside the body. Next, we're transitioning into Lalasana. So we're coming still to be kneeling, and we're bringing the hands so that they are outside of the knees. So just placing outside of the knees here. And there are some options once again to incorporate some blocks in here if you wanted to work with blocks. So firming down through the hands, really pushing into the palms. As we do so, going to come to lift the knees and hover the knees. It might just be very slightly, but we're not pushing into the ankles as such. So we're protracting through the shoulders, pushing the mat away from us, and then coming back down. Try to think light through the ankles, light through the shins. So think of tucking the knees in towards the chest. So we're going to take that 2 more times. So coming to find the palms on the outside of the legs, really firming down into the hands, keeping the arms nice and straight. Maybe the chin comes in a little bit towards the chest. Then as you push in towards the mat, draw the knees up towards the chest. Thinking light through the ankles, through the shins. Lowering back down. And taking 1 more round. On your next breath, coming into your Lalasana. Thinking about drawing the stomach in towards the spine. Coming back down. Beautiful. And then coming off the wrists. Just taking some little circles out here. Maybe just taking some little window wipers through the arms. Lovely. And then finding your way into a tabletop. Come to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips or thereabouts. Come to tuck the toes and then take the hands a handprint ahead of the shoulders. And then coming to lift the hips up and back, finding yourself in downward facing dog. Taking a round of breath here. Maybe there's a nice generous bend in the knees. We're thinking about coming to bring the chest towards the thighs more to find that length through the spine. The heels don't necessarily need to be tucked in the ground. And if you want something more accessible, you can, in terms of the shoulders, if you have any shoulder impingements, you can turn the hands out or maybe in, just experimenting, exploring with your down dog. And then coming to take the heels off towards the right. And you might start to feel that stretch already along the side of the left body. The right hip might come down towards the mat a little bit more if you want a deeper stretch. And then coming back up through center, taking a round of breath. And then taking the heels over towards the left side. Going to maybe even bend through that left knee. Maybe the hips come down, the left hip comes down towards the mat a bit more if you want more of a stretch. And then coming back through center. Taking a round of breath. On your next breath, walking the hands back towards the back of the mat, coming to find yourself in forward fold. And then coming up a little bit more, so coming to straighten through the legs a little bit more, so until the hands are hanging really heavy here for ragdoll. So literally imagine a ragdoll. Just taking a round of breath here. And then coming to roll back down. As you roll back down, we're walking the hands out, coming to find plank. The options are here to either find a full plank, or maybe you're bringing the knees down. So we're going to be holding for a round of breath here. And walking the hands back in towards the body, back to the back of the mat. Coming up, finding that ragdoll again. I'm going to take that 2 more times. So coming to walk the hands back out, coming to find plank, whether that's on the knees or full plank. And then coming to walk the hands back in again, finding, coming up, straightening through the legs, micro bending the knees, coming to find ragdoll. And then walking the hands back out, coming to find plank, get the knees down or up. And this time, think about kind of really pushing the earth away from you, but think about drawing the hands and the feet towards one another. Start to feel the body maybe even tremor and shake a little bit as you find a little bit more sense of engagement here. And walking the hands back in towards the back of the mat. Come to find forward fold this time. Taking a round of breath. And then on your next breath, sending the hands back behind you as they come up to sweep forward. We're going to come up to rise to find yourself in chair pose. So the hands might be above the head, they might be out in front, or they could even be at heart center. Just taking a few rounds of breath here. Yes, I said few. But feel free to come out any time, of course. And then drawing the hands at heart center, maybe even towards the hip. We're going to find a little bit of balance here. So coming to lift the heels, coming to find a little bit of balance onto the toes here. And then coming to lower the heels back down again. Then on your next breath, we're going to come to lift the heels again, finding that kind of balance on the toes. Now we're going to lower down towards the mat this time. So hands might come towards the hip to help you. The slower you move here, the harder it is, of course, but the more you can control the balance as you come all the way down to find yourself in the toe squat. Bring the hands ahead of you, in front of you, and then as you come to lower the heels back down, come to find a forward fold. Taking a round of breath. On your next breath, coming to lift the hands towards the shins, come to find halfway lift. And coming to find forward fold. Your next breath, coming to walk the hands out, coming to find plank, maybe on the knees or full plank. And then come to lift the hips up and back for down dog. On your next breath, extending the right leg back behind you for three-legged dog, bringing the leg up to about hip height, maybe pointing or flexing the toes to find engagement. Bending the knee, bringing the knee towards the chest. Step that foot through for a low lunge. Taking a round of breath, really firming down through both feet, finding a sense of evenness through both legs before coming up to rise for a crescent lunge. Taking a round of breath, hands might be above the head or heart center. And then on your next breath, as we're going to come to straighten that front leg, we're going to come to lean over the top of the leg, so send the hands back behind you for arrow. Bend the knee, bring the hands back above the head if that's comfortable for shoulders. And then straighten the leg, bring the hands back behind you again. Coming back up into that crescent lunge, hands above the head, front knee is bent. And then come to bring some awareness into this back leg. And then come to dip the knee to hover, and then it might graze the mat, come back up. I'm going to take that 2 more times. Ooh, embracing any wobbles that might come. And then when you come to find your final round, bringing the hands to heart center. And we're going to come to bring the front of this leg. We're going to come to bring the back leg towards the front. So you might like to just step forward, or maybe you take some little bunny hops forward. When you come towards the front of the mat, we're going to heel toe the feet out so that the feet are to the outside edges of the mat, toes are facing outwards. Bring the hands above the sky as they draw down through heart center,
going to come to find Malasana. But we're not coming to find a passive version, we're coming to find an active version. So the hips are in line with the knees, and the hips are turning out, we're taking the knees out towards the sides. Coming back up to standing, bringing the hands, circling them back out around you as they draw down through heart center, taking that one more time. And this time bringing the hands between the legs, placing them on the mat in front of you, straightening the legs, heel toeing the feet back in. As you come to fold forward, step the right foot back and then the left foot, coming to find plank. Then drawing the hips up and back, finding down dog. Taking a round of breath here. And then come to extend that left leg back behind you for a three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring the knee towards the chest, step the foot through, finding low lunge. Finding that sense of balance, that sense of even weight distribution through the legs before coming up to rise. Allow the breath to guide you. Finding yourself in crescent. And then coming to straighten the front leg. As you do so, leaning the torso of the front thigh, the arms come back behind you. Coming back through crescent, bending the front knee, hands come back up above. Just taking that 2 more times. Moving with your breath. When you find yourself in crescent lunge for the 3rd time, going to bring some awareness to that back leg, that back knee, as it then comes to lower to the mat, just raises the mat before we come back up. Taking that 2 more times. When you come up to rise, bring the hands to heart center or towards the hips. You can either bunny hop that leg, the back leg in to join the left, or if you want to, you can just bring some momentum in and step the foot to meet the left foot. And heel toe the feet out so that the toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Bringing the hands out, sweeping them up as they do. The hands come through heart center as they draw down and find your active Malasana. Coming back up to rise, sending the hands back up above the head as they draw down again, coming find the knees bent, back into your active Malasana. The hips are in line with the knees. Bring the hands back towards the mat, lifting the hips up towards the sky, and then heel toeing the feet back in. Coming to plant the feet onto the hands on towards the mat, step the right foot back and then the left foot, and bring the knees down, hips draw back towards the heels for a child's pose. And staying here for 5, maybe 6 rounds of breath, or whatever feels good for you as we close off our practice here today. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope it brings some energy towards your day. Let us know if you've got any questions in the comments. Take care and hopefully see you again soon.